Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. We are back for some more Baldur's Gate 1.
66.
And I was gonna check something in the last episode, but the episode was running long, so I left it for this one. Which is not to press quick load.
66.
I wanted to press the journal. Because I'm looking for the sword for this quest, so Perdue's short sword. So, Perdue the halfling, he lost his sword from abandoned gnolls, apparently lurking in the plains west of Beregost, close to the High Edge. So these are gnolls I killed in the past. I did not take the short sword, or maybe I did, and if I did, I'm checking if I sold it to any vendors. So this would be my section of the sales. No, I did not. Okay, so at this point I'm gonna assume that maybe I simply did not take the sword with me. Okay, so no big loss, no big deal. Perdue's gonna do... Perdue's gonna have to do without his sword. An unintentional pun there. And now I'm gonna go back to High Edge. This is Kievan, High Edge. Because we actually hit one of the important marks I was aiming for, which is to get 8,000 experience on our main character. So this means that I am now in a position to recruit a new companion, and he will be boosted to my current experience points. And it's someone that I've been wanting and waiting to get into my party for a long time, because I think he's my favorite character in Baldur's Gate, both Baldur's Gate 1 and Baldur's Gate 2. Or let's say he's my favorite evil character, and my favorite good character is Minsk and Boo. But yeah, I'll show you guys who it is soon enough. And I'm also gonna pick some stuff up, which is gonna be useful for our new friend when he comes into the party. Which is a sleep spell, because I do not think he has one. He or she, I don't want to spoil it, so he or she. And what else am I gonna take? Do you have web? You do not have web. Okay, so for the time being, I'm only gonna take sleep, which is a very, very important and very useful spell in Baldur's Gate 1, not so much in Baldur's Gate 2. Or one could even say that in the later stages of Baldur's Gate 1 it's already useless, and in Baldur's Gate 2 it's... I mean, I don't know if I can say it's completely useless. There may be stuff that it hits, but it's mostly useless. Okay, so first of all, I want to come into this area because there's something I didn't do here. Yeah, correct. Which is this area, which is indeed a cave. But I forgot to check it last time I was here. So we're gonna do that now. There is also a submerged house. I have no idea how long it's been deserted. Man, I do not like these undead, man.
Die.
Hey, already a crit from Kagan, okay.
I must rest.
Because these undead having access to a paralyzing attack, it's not good, you know? It's not something you want to get hit by. No. Just kite. We are role-playing a hunter in World of Warcraft. Okay, so we got a spell.
So be it.
This is actually a spell from Icewind Dale, I believe, which is Decastave. And this spell creates a Staff of Force in the caster's hand. It is treated as a magical weapon, dealing 1d6 points of damage. and can hit creatures that require +1 weapons to hit. It is a staff, however, so if the caster does not have proficiency in staff weapons, then the deca stave is used as a penalty. Okay. The staff also has the power to drain a target of 1d2 hit points on every strike. These hit points are added to the casters, but they can only heal damage, blah blah blah. Okay. This is actually a spell I do not like, because I do not enjoy having my wizards and sorcerers move up into melee range to hit with their magical stuff. So that's something I'm just gonna probably sell. Ooh. 650 experience from the Ghost Kill. Very nice. Let's go in here.
Oh,
And
TX moves! Make way!
I'm gonna check for traps, because you never know with these places. Now, the way the game checks for traps is actually something that I kind of dislike, because instead of trap checking happening in real time, as the game kind of looks like it should, it actually only checks for traps once every round. So it only checks for traps every 6 seconds. So let's say that the trap checking area is this range, so this radius here, okay? And the round has just finished, and I start moving over here. And if there were a trap in this area, TX would not be able to discover it. So I would trigger the trap and take the damage of the trap. So in order for traps to be checked properly, you actually need to have kind of an idea of the trap checking range. And then it's something like, if you think you've checked for traps up until this point, you would then place your character near here and wait another 6 seconds. It's a poor implementation, in my opinion. I certainly do not like it, but it is what it is. So we're just gonna deal with it. And this is actually a very nice cave to raid, because 5 healing potions at the start of the game are very, very nice to have. I'm actually gonna give some to the rest of my part. Oh, come on, TX! Why you do this, man? Okay, so TX is not gonna carry any potions. Okay, and with this done, we're gonna move further south. And we are actually going into Nashkel. Not gonna be doing the main stuff in Nashkel just yet. We're just there for a quick stop. And we even have a cutscene.
With your hurried flight from Candlekeep barely behind you, the troubles facing the Sword Coast seem an unfamiliar blur to your fractured nerves. Gorion would not have you sit idle, however, and perhaps investigating local concerns will shed some light on your own predicament. How the iron shortage or the trouble in the Nashkel mines could possibly be linked to you have no idea.
So yeah, we have an introduction to Nashkel. This is actually, I believe, the beginning of chapter 2.
So be it.
And what can we find here?
Stand away, citizen!
Bardolan, identify yourselves! We are the party of Palpatine, seeking a place to rest between adventures. Or, I am Palpatine and this is my band of fellow adventurers. I hear that this is a troubled region of late. Allow me to put ourselves at your disposal during our stay here. Yeah, so let's see if we can get some more information out of him. If you're seeking to resolve troubles, welcome. If you're seeking to cause them, kindly take it elsewhere. Things are not good here, Palpatine. What things aren't good? All I have heard are rumors and vague suspicions. Aye, what is good around here anymore? Our iron is rotten and there is talk of demons in the mines. The lower levels have been all but abandoned until this crisis passes. And then there is the question of Commander Braj. Brag? Don't know. They have stripped him of that title, but I use it yet. He killed his wife and children in a rage one night, and all who saw him. Then he tore himself away and headed for the hills. He is out there still, and still we mourn, as much for him as for those he's taken. Fie on you now. Fie? I don't know what this means. Sorry. Fie on you now. You have brought tears to the eyes of a soldier. Okay, so the soldier has lost his commander, who has gone into a killing rage, or a murderous rage, let's say. This guy over here is Rosad. If you like enhanced edition characters, this is one you can pick up. I don't, so I won't. And let's see what else we can find over here.
For the glory of Am!
For the glory of Am! So, Baron Gastkill. You there, you have the look of hearty adventuring stock. I am Baron Gastkill, Mayor of Nashkel. May I offer a proposition? I was expecting some people to help with our troubles, but they seem to have forgotten us. Probably it was Jahir and Khalid. If you are up to it, I would ask that you take a look at the mines southeast of town. The miners claim there are demons or some such roaming about, but they are a superstitious lot and prone to exaggeration. I am more concerned with the state of our ore. All iron removed from the mines is tainted somehow and useless for smithing. I would have you find out how it happens and who is behind it. You will be rewarded handsomely for your efforts. Okay. So the mayor of Nashkel wants us to try and help with the iron shortage problem. And he suspects that something is going on in the Nashkel mines. First, we're gonna do a quick stop here in the temple.
Ah, intrepid adventurers at our door.
So this is Nailin, or Nalin. Helm guards over all the realms, and his servants are at your disposal. The vigilant one stands ready to mend thy ailments and so divert the unyielding gaze of the great guide. For a suitable donation, of course. Just to demonstrate our mutual goodwill, you understand? Helm watch over you and our poor lost brother Brag. A finer captain of the guard could nary be found this side of Am. Such a strange change for one so devout as he. One does not usually change so drastically without nefarious help. If there be an evil influence on him, perhaps the harsh justice of the military should be stayed. He'll find no quarter at the garrison, but if he came to the temple, well, his restitution need not be his life. Is there anything I can help you with? Yes, what kind of services do you provide? So, typical temple services. Let's see if we have... it doesn't buy it, okay. Typical temple services, curing people, raising people from the dead and all that stuff. And he told us a very important piece of information. That Captain Brag, or Braj, that we heard from the soldier before, the military are out to kill him. But Mr. Priest over here has told us that he can still be saved. Or maybe he can still be saved, if I just bring him to the temple instead of the military. Now here we also have Ublek.
Oh, you have returned, and so soon.
No, say not another word. I would not think of making you wait but a moment for your just reward. When council told me that they had procured Grey Wolf to rid the woods of the bandit Tonkin, I knew you could expect swift justice. I would not have predicted success this quickly, but who else could it be striding into a town looking as you do? Please accept this meager sum of 200 gold pieces as well as the heartfelt thanks of all of Nashkel. Yes, I would be Great Wolf, that's me alright. None other than Grey Wolf. I'll take that reward because of what I did. I'm Grey Wolf and I deserve it, thank you. So no. The reason why I'm not going for this, even though it would be fitting for an evil character, is because we may get into a problematic relationship with this guy later on, and I do not want him to cut us out of any quests or any possible rewards. You must have made some mistake. I am not this Grey Wolf. Keep your money, it is not mine to take. So very good-natured man I am. You are not Grey Wolf, the bounty hunter? Oh, sweet Helm, I almost gave 200 gold pieces to a complete stranger. The captain best not hear of this, he'd have my hide. Thanks be for your honesty, stranger. There are those who would not have done as such. Yeah.
TX fails to see how this will aid in his ascension.
I know, TX, I'm sorry. So we're currently popular We have a reputation of 13. It's not that bad. And here
This is
you will
the kind
find
of stupidity we get with male leadership.
one of the best characters in both games, in my opinion, which is Minsk. And not only Minsk, but also Boo. So even though I'm not taking him in the party, I just want to speak with him.
Stand and deliver, that my hamster might have a better look at you.
You just gotta love this character, man. The voice acting, the things he says, it's just great. I agree, Boo. They look to be friendly. Greetings, we are Minsk and Boo. We have traveled far to explore this land, but now my charge Dinaher has been taken from us. 'Twas Knowles, and once we have tracked them I will beat sense into their heads until they release her. Accompany us, and Bard will sing the deeds of Minsk and Boo. And friends. So even though we still do not know who Boo is, you can kinda see, not very much so, that Minsk is holding... I don't think you can see it from this angle, but he's holding a tiny hamster. And that hamster is Boo, the best character in the game. Ah, the classic dilemma of the damsel in distress. How could anyone decline? It is not my problem, I'll not risk my skin for a stranger's neck. Excuse me, but are you speaking to a rodent? Boo is my faithful animal companion and more than he seems. Oh no, I'll not follow a loon into battle. My sympathies to your friend, but you're on your own. Yeah, so in this case, since I'm not gonna take him, this is gonna be my answer. You would leave an innocent to suffer with nary a twitch of your sword arm? Rawr! Oh god, it turns... Okay, I actually didn't know that he would turn hostile. I refuse to kill Minsk. I'm sorry. I'm not gonna kill him. Can I just say no?
That my hamster might have a better look at you.
No, okay. I mean, I could recruit him and then take him away, but but yeah, I'm not gonna do that.
So be it.
So let's see what we can find inside the garrison.
Stand away, citizen.
Hick. Hey there. Who told you that you could come in here? This place is only for members of the Omnian soldiery. Little snot noses like you, you're not welcome here. Come on, get out of here for I have to kick your butts. Who the hell do you think you are trying to push us around? I don't think you know who you are dealing with. Shut up and get lost before we have to hurt you. Sorry about yelling at you. I didn't mean nothing from it. I'll be going, okay? So this guy can be pushed over.
So be
Obviously he fears the might and power of Palpatine. So he just stood aside. We can actually find him here again. We can talk to him.
For the glory of Am!
And he tells us, sorry about yelling at you in there. It's just because of our commander. If we didn't let him go on that mission alone. But he insisted, because it was supposed to be only one corpse. But when we finally got there, all we found was a smashed push wagon and the commander's old sword in between. So we thought he'd be in trouble. And then we got back here and found his family and... You're not gonna tell our lieutenant about my yelling, are you? No hard feelings, eh? So he's just troubled about what happened to Commander Brog. So I'll not hold it against him.
Some rest is
Let's
in
loot
order.
some barrels. Oh, here. Okay. And we are about to meet my favorite evil character in all of Baldur's Gate. Who is that, you might wonder?
Go no further. I require the services of your group. Yes, they will do nicely.
So this is Edwin. For those of you who do not know Edwin Odesseiron, a mighty red wizard from Thay, this is he. So I am the wizard Edwin and I require you. Yes, they will do nicely. I would have you kill a witch, the witch Dinaher. She is treacherous, but with your participation I foresee no difficulty. Will you assist? I'm trying to give him an accent, but I just can't. I would know the price you offer before I take the job. The price I offer would surely be beyond measure in your meager understanding. Either take the job or not. Okay, it sounds but a simple task. I'll do as you ask. course you will, it is as expected. I will lead them to her and she cannot hope to prevail. I will travel with you until the deed be done. Last I heard of her, she was traveling to the west of Nashkel, close to the Gnoll stronghold located there. And there we are. We have Edwin in the party. Edwin,
Again, you deserve
best character. What is he? He is a human male conjurer. So conjurer is just a specialization of the mage class. And he is lawful evil. So we are fairly well complemented. So I'm chaotic evil, Kagan is lawful evil, Shartil chaotic evil, Vaconian neutral evil, TX chaotic evil, and Edwin lawful evil. So his stats are actually pretty much most of what you want for a mage. Okay, his wisdom score could be higher, but that's pretty much just because of your lore value, which is your ability to actually identify unidentified items without consuming a scroll, or in order to cast the wish spell. So the wish spell is a high level spell which can result in very awesome effects, but the way it works is the higher your wisdom score, the better results you can get. So in this case, Edwin would not be a very nice caster for that spell. However, he does have the maximum legal intelligence score for a human, which is 18, which is the most important ability for a mage. And he also has a constitution of 16, which is the maximum score that a mage can have. His dexterity, though, is kinda low. So this is his biggest problem, dexterity. If I could, I would put it at 18. But yeah. So we're gonna level him up. And what happened? He gained 12 additional hit points. His lore score has been increased by 6. And he now has additional mage spells. So level 1 spells 1, level 2 spells 2. Now, which spells does Edwin actually his gear? So Edwin comes equipped with a simple quarterstaff and a very important amulet, which is Edwin's amulet. This is Edwin's birthright, inlaid with his family stone. Equipped abilities. He can memorize 1 extra wizard spell of each level. This may not seem much, but it is actually a very, very nice thing to have on any kind of caster. The ability to cast more spells per day is always valuable. Okay, so he comes equipped with armor, which simply increases his armor class for a little bit. He has color spray, which is not bad, actually. It has a range of 50 feet. Its casting time is 1, so it's pretty much instant. It's cast in a 90-degree arc, and what does it do? Upon casting this spell, the wizard causes a vivid fan-shaped spray of clashing colors to spring forth from his hand. 1d6 creatures within the area are affected in order of increasing distance from the wizard. All creatures in the area of effect that have 4 hit dice or less must make a successful saving throw or be rendered unconscious for 5 rounds. So, not having sleep, this is one of the best spells Edwin has, because it's a mass disable spell, which is something you want. And then he has Larlock's Minor Drain, so I also have to give him Magic Missile. But if I had to take these, I would do something like this, since armor lasts for 9 hours. And for level 2, I think that currently I would simply take Horror and 2 Melf's Acid Arrow. So again, Horror is a mass disable spell, so all enemies within the area of effect, when this spell is cast, must save versus spell or flee in terror. Certain creatures are immune to the effects of fear, including all undead. And Melf's Acid Arrow is actually a nice spell. It doesn't do a lot of damage, but is a fairly fast, quick cast of 2. It has a very long range of 60 feet. And by means of this spell, the wizard creates a magical arrow that speeds to his target unerringly, so it never misses. Okay, so also very important. The arrow has no attack or damage bonus, but inflicts 2d4 points of acid damage. There is no splash damage, so there is no AoE. For every 3 levels of the caster, the acid lasts for another round, unless somehow dispelled, inflicting another 2d4 points of damage each round. So a third through 5th level, the acid lasts 2 rounds. At 6th through 8th, it would last 3 rounds, and so on. So this is actually a very nice spell because it ticks twice at our current level. And it's particularly useful when dealing with spellcasters because you can see them casting a spell. You throw an acid arrow, which is quite fast, so you have a chance of interrupting them with the damage. And then, if they are to cast another spell, the next acid tick can also disable that spell. So it's a nice spell to have. Not that, oh my god, powerful, but nice to have. So, since I knew I was gonna pick up Edwin, I bought, preemptively, the sleep spell. And I also want to see if I have... Oh, I do. If I have anything else to give him. So I have Magic Missile. Stinking Cloud may also be useful. Let me just refresh my knowledge of this. So it lasts for 1 turn, or 10 rounds. It has a casting time of 2, so very fast. And it has an area of effect of 15 feet. When casting a Stinking Cloud spell, the wizard creates a billowing mass of nauseous vapors up to 90 feet away from his position, so very far. Any creature caught within the cloud must roll a successful saving throw versus poison at +2, or be sent reeling and fall down for 1d2 rounds. Those who make successful saving throws can leave the cloud without suffering any ill effects, although those remaining in the cloud must continue to save each round. A Dispel magic will remove the nausea on a particular character, but if they remain in the cloud, then they are still subject to its effects. Okay, so it's not a bad spell by itself. The biggest negative here is the fact that when people save against this spell, they have a +2 bonus to save against it. So people will be resisting this fairly often. And then it sends them down for 1d2 rounds. Not bad. But let's compare it with Sleep. So first of all, let me take this out. I'm also going to take Chromatic Orb, Resist Fear, Stinking Cloud. Okay, so I want this stuff. And I'm going to give all of this stuff to Edwin. Okay, so let's compare it with Sleep. Sleep, I'm not sure if I've read this before, but it's level 1 spell, Enchantment Charm. It has a range of 60 feet. It lasts 5 rounds per level of the caster. So at this point, since Edwin is a level 3 caster, it would last for 15 rounds, so a lot of time. The casting time is 1, so it's instant. The area of effect is a 15-foot radius. And the saving throw is negative. So, when a wizard casts a sleep spell, he causes a comatose slumber to come upon one or more enemies, other than undead and certain other creatures specifically excluded from the spell's effect. All creatures to be affected by the sleep spell must be within a 15-foot radius. Okay. Creatures in the area of effect must make a saving throw versus death with a -3 penalty or fall asleep. Monsters with 5 hit dice or more are unaffected. Attacks against sleeping opponents never miss. Okay, so what's cool here? I'm not actually sure if an unconscious character, so one knocked down by Stinking Cloud, if you also do not miss against them, where is it? Yeah, they fall down, so they're not sleeping. But the fact the sleep spell makes it so that attacks against the creatures never miss, it's awesome for a group such as mine. So let's say I have a sorcerer, a cleric, a thief cleric, and a mage. So all of these are not going to be very proficient with weapons, so they're going to fail fairly often. However, if we can put our targets to sleep, every single one of them is going to be Legolas when it comes to shooting their slings and arrows and stuff. They will never miss. The difference here against Stinking Cloud is that Stinking Cloud, the enemies save with a +2 bonus, and sleep they save with a -3 penalty. So it's 5 dice roll harder to resist sleep than it is to resist the Stinking Cloud. Okay, but still. So we have Edwin, and we are gonna learn some spells on him. So magic missile we already know. Chromatic Orb, I doubt I'll ever use this, but what this does is also an offensive spell, very fast. It hits 1 creature. And what it does is, when thrown, the sphere heads unerringly to its target, so it never misses either. The effect the orb has upon the target varies with the level of the caster. Each orb will do damage to the target against which there is no save, and an effect against which a target must save versus spell with a +6 bonus. So, again, the damage portion, it always hits, it always deals damage. And then there are additional effects depending on the level of the caster, for which the target saves with a +6 bonus. So it's very rarely gonna hit with the additional effect. And the fact that you don't really control how it works, it's also kind of annoying. So in this case, at 3rd level, if Edwin were to shoot someone, it would deal 1d6 damage, and then if the victim failed their save, it would deal an additional 1d8 damage. At 4th level it would blind, at 5th level it would stun, yada yada, and so on and so forth. Okay, so we're gonna write it in case we ever use it, and Burning Hands, I'm probably never gonna use it. So I'm doing this because we also gain some experience, and I like to be flexible with the amount of spells that I have. So, for now, I can just cast armor on myself because this lasts a long time. So Edwin is armored up. I'm also gonna give him this robe, because, I mean, why not? And I'm gonna give him a sling. Because even though Edwin is not proficient with slings, so his tech 0 is 25, so he's never gonna hit anyone unless he scores a critical hit. But like I said, the sleep spell is gonna help out with that. Because even with his staff, his tech 0 is 20, so he's not gonna hit, and I'm not gonna send him into melee. So he might as well sling his bullets. So yeah. With this,
So be it.
with Edwin in the party, I want to go to the inn, but first I'm gonna get a secret here. Noober, go away. Hi, I'm Noober. Nice place, huh? So this guy is just annoying. He's a noob. He just wants to talk with us. However, I'm not interested in hearing what he has to say. I am interested in, however, in something secret buried here. Which is over here. You see? This is a very nice item to have.
Execute order.
Let me just check if Noober is
66.
coming, because I don't want him to interrupt me. Okay, doesn't look like it. So we have a pearl. This is worth a bit of money. Can I put this here? No. But what we picked up is an Ankheg plate mail. This plate mail has been expertly crafted by Teiram Fuirium of Beragost, so the guy from Thunderhammer Smithy. Sheathed in the chitinous scales of the Ankheg, it provides a greater degree of protection than traditional plate mail and is not susceptible to rust. As any world-weary adventurer will tell you, however, the best appreciated aspect of Ankheg mail is its lightweight and low encumbrance. Monsters come and go, but fatigue is a constant enemy. This is very true. This is very true. And now, something that's very noteworthy, and I'm gonna put it here just to compare. So, let's start with this. A regular plate mail is armor that gives us an armor class of 3 and 0 versus slashing. So it's 3 versus blunt, versus missiles, versus all that stuff, versus piercing. But it has 0 versus slashing. So in this case, plate mail... okay, I'm not gonna use the ring for now, just for comparison. The plate mail is gonna put Shartil at 0 armor class. Okay, so why? Because she is placed at 3 armor class. Okay, 3. But then, since she has a nice dexterity score, her dexterity is also gonna lower her armor class by an additional -3, placing her at 0. And then, the same thing, since the plate mail gives us 0 versus slashing, -3 from dexterity, we're at -3 versus slashing. We place the ring on, which gives us an additional point of AC, and we get -1, and this is still at -3. Okay, so this one doesn't count. However, what did I want to do? Okay, so the Ankheg plate mail, its default armor class is actually 1, so 2 lower than the regular plate mail. It also has a -2 versus slashing instead of 0, and it has 0 versus piercing and missile against the 3 that the plate mail has. This is a big improvement. So if I were to use this on Shartil, it would give me a -3 instead of a -1. Now, you may be wondering, why does it give me -3? Shouldn't it give us -4? So, no, never mind. I'm just dumb. I thought this was 0. Yeah, same thing. Never mind. I was gonna say that I didn't think this bonus stacked with the bonus from the ring, but they are different things. So yeah, it stacks. So if I were to use plate mail, Ankheg plate mail, we would be at -3 armor class. And we would also be -3 slashing, -1 piercing, and -1 missile. So much better. And in fact, the other big advantage is that this Ankheg plate mail weighs 25 pounds, while this one weighs 50. So it's double the weight. Okay? Another interesting thing is that even though this is called plate mail, I believe this is actually the same thing as a... or maybe it just depends on my strength score. Yeah, okay, so this is also very important. Plate mail requires 12 strength, while Ankheg plate mail requires 8 strength. Why is this relevant? Because if I were to give this to Vaconia, she cannot use it. But if I were to give this to Vaconia, she can use it. So this is a very big difference, okay? In this case, I simply want to increase the defenses of our frontliner. So Mr. Kagan is going to be the one taking the Ankheg mail. Okay, so we still have everyone else the same way. And we are ready to continue on. So is there something over here? It's also possible, by the way, to get an additional plate mail armor. Ankheg plate mail armor. Oh, come on. Go away, Noober. I don't want to talk to you, Noober. So, killed any monsters yet? Ever been to Baldur's Gate? Yeah, shut up, man. I don't care. Go away. We have a commoner. Leave me alone, Noober. What's wrong, son? Hey! What are the bunch of you doing in my home? Get out, you hear me? Get out! Okay, so I'm not gonna rob this family because...
Order 66.
It's probably gonna go poorly for us. They'll call the guards. Everyone in town used to throw rocks at me and tell me I was annoying. You don't say! You don't say! So I wanna go to the inn. And let's see if we can rest at the inn, because I also want to swap the spells for Edwin. He's drinking some coffee. Okay, and let's see what the inn has to offer. Come on. Yeah.
Might be a touch unladylike, but I'm gonna slit your throat, I am.
I'm gonna slit your throat, I am. So here we find Nira. Just fancy my luck seeing you strolling here bold as day. I expected a hunt and a chase from the description, but who am I to argue easy coins in the purse? May the Lord of Shadows guide you swiftly to your death. I would first know my attacker. Why are you doing this? Who I am is unimportant, though my name is Nira. What I am is a hunter of bounties, and on your head is a lovely little sum. Does this satisfy your request? I thought it wouldn't. No matter. So yeah, we found another bounty hunter. I believe she is a cleric, or a fighter cleric. So let's see if we can deal with her before she does anything too troublesome. So first of all, I'm gonna try and command.
Night Singer, give
And I'm also gonna try and hold her. Shartil is gonna shoot. Kagan is gonna go near her to try and beat her up. Edwin can't really do much at this point. I could bring him closer for him to use the color spray, but don't want to get him too close. And I am going to try to blind her. Let's see how this goes. So, first of all, let's see. She has buffed herself with Armor of Faith, which simply reduces the damage she takes by a little bit. And Draw upon Holy Might, which buffs her strength score. And maybe her dexterity score. So nothing too relevant. Blinded. Shows she's pretty much screwed. And she's also unconscious because TX knocked her down. I don't even need hold person at this point, but sure. She resisted the hold. She did not resist the axe.
So be it.
So our enemy, Nira, has been disposed of. What did she have on her? She had some simple splint mail. It might be worth some money to sell, actually. She also had a helmet, which I cannot identify at this point. What is my lore value, by the way? 6. Edwin has 9. Edwin, can you identify this? No. Okay. So we have an identified helmet and some splint mail. And we also have a note. So I think this is the same thing as before. Yeah, it is. So it's the same bounty notice as before, except this time they're offering 680 gold coins. So always increasing.
You are so irritating.
Let's do what I wanted to do. Actually, I also have shield, right? I think I do. Oh, I don't. I need to get shield for Edwin. So Edwin is gonna memorize. I'm gonna memorize. Not gonna use armor for now. I don't really like it that much. And I prefer to have 2 sleeps, 2 magic missiles. Okay. In regards to level 2, I have resist fear on my clerics, so I don't need it. I'm gonna keep the same spells as I have right now. Okay. So Vaconia is gonna do the same thing. TX, same thing. I may want another Doom, actually, instead of... Yeah, I'm gonna take a Doom. Yeah. So he has Chant. So what does this do, actually? Ah, it increases the Strength, Constitution, and Dexterity scores. Okay, so that's what she used. So we still have a Slow Poison, which is gonna be required. And there we have it. So we killed the bounty hunter.
Oh, TX will rule
TX,
all.
what can you find in here? Of course. He was actually naked. I keep forgetting to re-equip his armor, and it's gonna cost me one of these days. Because bringing a naked thief cleric to the party, to a fight, it's not all that great. Okay, so let's talk to the innkeeper.
Never had rats.
You should do yourself a favor and stay indoors tonight. I've heard of all sorts of weird things happening at night. What can you give me today? So we're gonna rest simply. Okay. So everyone has been rested up.
Again, you disturb me.
We now have the spells we want memorized. And we are ready to adventure
Order
once again.
66.
Don't get confused. So yeah, they sometimes get confused with the pathing. There you go. So yeah, I'm gonna end the episode here. So we saw a bit of Nashkel. We dealt with the bounty hunter. We're going for Palpatine 9. And most importantly, we picked up Edwin. We gave him the sleep spell, and we are ready for some more adventures and for some more fights. Because the sleep spell is gonna help immensely in several fights. Okay, so yeah. As always, guys, thank you very much for watching. I hope you guys are enjoying this series. If you have any thoughts about the game, about my character choices for the party, spells, whatever, leave a comment. If you want to get notified about future uploads, feel free to subscribe to the channel. And I hope to see you all in the next episode. Until then, stay safe, everyone.